Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to another episode of our Williams Season 3 career on F1 Manager. We are down to the final 4 races of the playlist. We will be ending our Williams run at the end of Season 3, and as we have been doing since the mid-season break, we will be doing last to first challenges for the entire remainder of the season as well. So no qualifying for us. We'll be skipping qualifying and going into the race from the back of the grid, depending on penalties. We have pretty much already sewn up the Constructors' Championship. We are going to win the Drivers' Championship. It's just a question of which one of our drivers is going to do it. And at the moment, George is 40 points clear of Pierre. So it's looking more and more likely that it's going to be George bringing home the title and taking it from his teammate. How you doing, Marcel, Mr. Water, Jason? Good to see you guys. Right, we are on race day, so let's go ahead and have a quick look at the car. As you can see, because we've stopped development on it, it is slipping a little bit in speed. Cornering still very strong. Cooling isn't bad, but it's sort of average. It's not too bad, I suppose. Let's just make sure I've got enough spare parts. 3 chassis, 4 suspensions. I've got a couple of spare front wings. Yep, we're good on that. So let's set some targets for the race. No qualifying targets because we're not qualifying. Finish position is to try and get 2 in the top 2. Okay, so the incentive is a 1-2. Fair enough. That's what I was going to put in anyway. We'll go for the fastest lap. Finish position streak 2 in the top 4 for the next 2 races. And we're not going to do a quali streak because we're not going to be qualifying. Evening, Farah. Good to see you. Right, I think we are ready to jump straight in. Let me just do a quick double check on points. Yep, no points to allocate out to any of our staff. Let's have a quick check with the pit crew. Yep, okay. Facilities, everything's going through. Alright, off we go to COTA.
Welcome to the United States Grand Prix. We're in Austin, but there are no wild cowboys on the track this weekend, just some serious horsepower. It's sure to be a race to remember. The Circuit of the Americas has it all. Twists and turns, steep climbs, fast corners, and a power-hungry Sector 2. Quite a headache to balance, even if teams will be looking at maximising downforce overall. With the season nearly concluded, time is running out for the teams. Can anyone make a last-minute breakthrough? Can the leading drivers hold on? Only time will tell. Stay right here, because we're just getting started.
Okay, we've got a nice straightforward weekend weather-wise. No rain, just a little bit of cloud, but that's not really going to do much. So let's go into getting our cars up and running. I'm trying to think, who do I need to put in the car this time? Or who do I need to take out the car this time? I think it's probably George's turn. So we'll put Ollie in for George. Let's see. Engines. Going to see. Ooh, I can't really go with that one. And that one's dead. We killed that one. So we're going to have to stick with these engines. Our 70%ers. So we are going to be racing on our 90s engines. That's fair enough. ARS modules, we can swap those over. And so we will do. There we go. And gearboxes, we'll swap the gearboxes as well. There we go. Right, into run plan. COTA is 16 laps. Look after what little bits of parts we've got left. Still haven't taken any penalty parts this season. I'd kind of like to see if we can get through the whole season without doing that. And let's start getting these cars set up. So we'll start with the defending champions car, Pierre Gasly. We'll go with a 9 on the front, a 13 rear, a 1.9, a 3.5, and a 0.55. There we go. And onto George's car, champion-elect. We'll go with an 8, a 13, an 8, 2 8s, a 3.45, and a 0.25. There we go. So, 2 different setups. Let's see which one is good.
How's the radio on track?
Farah says he enjoyed Miami. It was okay. It wasn't a particularly exciting race. I mean, wasn't a lot of action, really. I mean, there were a couple of good drives. But, yeah, it wasn't a dramatic race. I would give it 3 out of 5. There was one moment where I was literally like, what the fuck? When I saw Verstappen just DRS his way past another car using DRS, just like it wasn't even there, just like twice the speed. It was just ridiculous. How fast he just overtook 2 cars on the start-finish straight with DRS. You know, that was just, you know, crazy. I mean, I just can't see how their car can be so much faster with DRS than everybody else's car with DRS. It just beggars belief. I mean, I get that the car itself is quick and it's quick in a straight line, but just that DRS is just super crazy for their car. It's insane how powerful it is compared to everybody else's, and it's supposed to be a standardized part. Well, standardized within certain tolerances, but
Copy, confirmed.
yeah, they just seem to find so much performance compared to everybody else with the DRS flap open. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. Someone's going to figure it out sooner or later, and then you know, it will neutralize that to a degree. But yeah, I wouldn't be at all surprised if we maybe see a soft change in regs at the end of the season to maybe address that. I'm amazed no one's filed a complaint about it. Maybe they just think that something's wrong, but they can't quite put their finger on what it is. Uh, 95, that's not bad. An 88 for Ollie. I didn't even see the notifications pop up for the feedback on that. I think Mercedes are potentially in real trouble. Because obviously they've got a brand new upgrade package coming for Imola, but you know, they might not recover with the regulations as they are, you know, at the moment. It might not be till next, you know, the next regulation change in 2026 before Mercedes, you know, can actually get their act together. Which, you know, just seems crazy when you think about how successful that team has been over the last decade. For them to be so far, you know, adrift and not really have a clue as to how to get themselves out of it. It just seems a little bit weird. And Ferrari, for whatever reason, they just... You know, for whatever reason, Ferrari just... They never seem to be able to sort themselves out. They just keep doing silly things, you know, and they design a car that is incredibly fast but incredibly fragile, or they design a car that works really well but then they completely mess up the strategy every weekend, and they can't do one thing without the other, you know. And now they're they're kind of getting on top of the strategy a little bit, but they've got a car that just eats its tyres and is incredibly unstable. So they can't seem to get everything, get all their ducks in a row. And it does worry me a little bit that it's just going to get a little repetitive again. I mean, in the early days of Mercedes' dominance, when they introduced the hybrids, it was still interesting because even though the Mercedes was way more powerful, and way faster than everything else, you had that rivalry between Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton. There was no number one status driver. They were given free rein to attack each other, and you saw some thrilling battling between the two. Red Bull doesn't really allow that. I mean, we saw that last year. I'm amazed that Perez hasn't been told to pull over yet this season. I can see it happening as the season progresses. I was really hoping Perez was going to win the Grand Prix, because it would have just given him a points lead and made the situation more uncomfortable at Red Bull, which would have been excellent for us as a viewing public. But Max just cruising through like that, and he was cruising. It doesn't really promote confidence in Checo being allowed to actually fight for the title.
How was the balance?
Alright, there we go. We've got that car set up to 100. Let's call Ollie in. We're at 93 with Gasly. That's not bad.
I'm really pleased.
Have to remember that you're rediscovering your mojo after years of not watching, and that an average race for me is going to be more interesting for you. Yeah, I understand that, but I mean, it's easy to get caught up in the glitz and glamour of a new exciting, location, as it is with Miami, but it's not the greatest racetrack, and it doesn't generally hasn't provided in the two races we've had there now, hasn't provided any particularly stellar excitement on track. Who knows? Maybe they'll be able to make some revisions to the layout in the future. I know they resurfaced it this year. Last year, the surface was an absolute mess. The tarmac was ripping up throughout the weekend, and they had to re-tarmac parts of the circuit, particularly the braking at the end of the long second DRS straight, and that area there, and then the corner leading into the pits entrance, that had to be resurfaced with patches because it was just breaking up. It was not good. And this year it was just ridiculously slippy because it was a brand new surface again. So who knows? Maybe next year will be better. For me, there's only so much you can do with a track on a flat surface. Well, relatively speaking, a lot of circuits these days, especially the street circuits, they don't have any real character. I mean, we're going to Imola, which is a circuit with so much character and history. Not all of it good, but most of it good. And we're coming off a track that is basically, a car park. That's essentially what the Miami Grand Prix is. It's just a car park around the stadium. Needs something more. And I don't know if we'll get it. I don't think that's... is that going to do it? Yeah, let me try that. Not sure if that's going to do it, but we'll give it a try. Right, we'll go with... We'll go with another double run on softs. So George's car is set up, but he's got no track time, so he's going to have to drive some long runs because we don't actually have to do any tinkering between runs. We'll do a run of 17 laps rather than 16, and then just slap on a fresh set of tyres and send them straight back out again. I think 18 laps might be better than 16. We'll stick with 16 for Gasly while we're nailing his car down. Let's just correct that. There we go. And off we go. You have tracks that are incredible in the US. Not sure why they don't consider them. Yeah. I can tell you exactly why. Money. It's incredibly commercial. And, you know, those new tracks, you know, can be custom built with incredibly state-of-the-art facilities. And that's what's more important than you know, necessarily the history of a track, unfortunately. I mean, I actually really like COTA. I think they did a great job with this circuit here in Texas. You know, it's a track that has character. It's got some amazing sections. It's got a few Mickey Mouse sections in it as well. But it's got elevation change. It's got sweeping fast S's through the beginning, which are reminiscent of Maggots and Beckett's, where you can see that Ferrari on the heat map. You've got this kind of little piddly section here, which is a bit crap, but you know, it gives you some nice little viewing angles for spectators, I suppose. You've got this corner, which is very reminiscent of Turn 8 at Turkey, you know, a multiple apex corner, you know, and this start-finish straight is fantastic. You know, the way it just climbs up that really steep incline at the end. And it really is steep. You know, you can't always tell, you know, from certain camera angles. But that is a really steep hill in real life. Ridiculously steep. You know, this circuit has character, you know, and a lot of tracks these days that get made for Formula One just don't. I mean, Abu Dhabi doesn't have character. It has state-of-the-art facilities, but it doesn't have character. Jeddah, well, it state-of-the-art facilities, but it's a flat track. It doesn't have real character, you know. Bahrain, it's a good circuit, but it doesn't really have character, you know. That's one of the better circuits, you know, of the last 20 years it's been designed. But you look at Sochi, that was a soulless track. I mean, it was okay, but it was a flat track around the Olympic Park at Sochi, and it was, you know, a lot of tracks that get made these days just don't have anything special about them. I mean, you look at tracks like Spa, you look at tracks like Monza, which is steeped in history. I mean, it's not the track that it was in the 50s with the huge banked corners and the and you look at some of the other tracks out there. You know, there are some that look a little bland but produce really good racing. But unfortunately, these days we just tend to get bland tracks that don't really produce that much racing. Hockenheim, well, Hockenheim's a strange one. I mean, the old one had a little bit of character when it used to scream through the forest, but it never really produced amazing racing. It was back in the day when cars used to fall apart. I mean, it was like a back in the days when you had an A car and a B car. The number one driver got the A car, and the B car had a 20% less chance of actually finishing the race than the A car because all the good stuff was on the first car, and the less, the slightly more dubious parts, the less sound parts were on the B car. It was just a long series of long sort of curved straights with a couple of chicanes to break it up. It had a little bit of character because it was screaming through the Black Forest, but there was no real spectator options apart from the little squiggly bit at the end and the start-finish straight, and then it was back into the forest again. The new version, oh no, horrible circuit. I mean, I get that they had to change it, but it stripped some of the soul out of that circuit. I mean, if they ever go back to Germany, I'd like to see them return to the Nürburgring. Nürburgring's a decent circuit. It's produced some great racing in the past. And I'm sure there are other circuits that could be considered, as well. But Paul Ricard, the current Paul Ricard circuit doesn't have any character. It's and that's one of the reasons why it's been dropped, I think. Yeah, it'd be nice just to get back to a couple of really, really great circuits that have a little bit of history or some character, have a track record of producing some good racing. I would love to see us go back to Malaysia. Sepang was fantastic. We've got some fantastic racing at Sepang. I wouldn't mind going back to Portimao either. I mean, that's a circuit with character. It's not necessarily a circuit that's going to produce amazing racing, but I think this new generation of cars could do quite well there. It's got some wonderful elevation changes. It's got some huge sweeping corners. It's got a mighty, sweeping right-hander, to, end the lap onto a long start-finish straight with a dip, and a nice, hard right hand into a slow brake section for great, overtaking opportunities. I love the middle part of that lap where it climbs a little hill and then it dips down and climbs another hill and then swoops around and down and up again. It's great. I love that, I don't know. Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, we're still supposed to be going back to China, but obviously that's been cancelled this year. How they've still got a spot on the calendar, given that we've not been there for what, 4 years now, 3 years in a row. We didn't go there in 2020. Did we go there in 2020? I don't think we did. We didn't go there in 21. We didn't go there in 22. Obviously, we've not gone there this year. I think this is the 4th season in a row it's not been on the calendar when it should have been. Am I getting F1 23 when it releases? I don't know, is the honest answer. I loved F1 2021. I didn't really enjoy F1 22. So I probably won't get F1 23, at least at launch. I might pick it up after it's been out for a few months and get it on the sale, but
very, very nice.
I don't know, I didn't have as much fun with F1 22 as I thought I was going to have, having loved F1 2021, and then this came out, and that was it. This kills F1 22 for me. I have had so much more fun playing this than I have F1 22. So it might well be the same again. I'll consider getting F1 23, but when F1 Manager 23 comes out, I'll get that, day one, and probably won't end up getting the next F1 game again. Right, a little bit more progress made, and now I'm getting a clearer picture as to where I need to be over here. So I think if I try that could do it. And there we go, it's Russell sent back out. Not 24% off that first run, that's not bad.
We've just had a crash on the track.
Oh, Schumacher binned it. I am curious as to what might happen to Monaco if Las Vegas becomes a success. If Las Vegas is successful and produces exciting racing, which, you know, that's up for debate, but, you know, if it does produce at least some racing, and commercially it's a success, could that spell the end of Monaco? Do we really need the glitz and glamour of Monaco and the glitz and glamour of Vegas?
I'm really pleased.
When one produces some racing and the other one produces a procession. I wouldn't mind, regardless of what happens to Vegas, I wouldn't mind if Monaco dropped off the calendar for a little while. Made room for another track that would actually produce some racing. Right. Still not there. Okay, let's go that way. I'm curious to see how Barcelona runs this year as well, now that they are going to be removing the chicane at the end of the lap. Going back to the original circuit layout. Wow, the original final corners. Yeah, Monaco is more of a status symbol than anything else.
Free practice yesterday, we wrap up with a third and final.
Which is why I wonder whether or not we would need the status symbol of Monaco if Vegas works. It's an interesting thing to ponder. All right. Final practice.
And radio check. Yeah, all good.
Mr. Otter finds Monaco boring as well. Yeah, it's one of those circuits that very rarely ever produces anything special in terms of a race. I mean, it's a spectacle, and it's a huge challenge for the drivers, which is why they enjoy the challenge of Monaco, even if they don't necessarily enjoy the race of Monaco. Is that Schumacher again?
It's a collision.
Oh,
Let's take a closer look. Okay,
Ferrari got caught up in that. That's Sainz.
And there's the hit.
And I think that was Schumacher that got hit.
Who was in the wrong there?
So hard to tell with the crappy default helmets for each team. No, it was Zhou. So Zhou's number 24. So what number is Schumacher? $41? Is that? $47. Ah, there we go. Alright, come on Gasly. Bring it up to 100. Nope. Alright, let's call him in. Oh, still not got this sorted. Is it going to be that? Let's give that a try. Oh, Red Bull's off. It's Max.
Yellow flag, yellow flag.
Okay, let's have a look. Now here we see Max Verstappen. They've lost control.
So I've been thinking about it over the weekend, and I'm going to tweak the rules for Season 3 of Challenge Mode. I'm going to loosen up a couple of the restrictions, and I'm going to tighten up a couple of the others. Make it a little bit more interesting. Based on now that we've had a full season from January to December, whereas when I wrote the rules I was thinking how, primarily for the first season, but what would work into Season 2 as well, and some of them kind of worked and some of them didn't really have the impact I was expecting. So I'm going to make some tweaks, and we'll go through those on Friday. I'm going to start Friday's stream a little earlier, because that'll be the start of Season 3 of Challenge Mode. So I'll be starting Friday probably at 8 PM UK time, simply because we're probably going to spend about an hour going through all the pre-season stuff before the first race. So yeah, we'll start an hour earlier. And there we go, we've got Gasly's car to 100%, so we can call him in. He is done for the weekend's testing. Russell's almost done.
Someone spun out.
And there we go. So with no qualifying, we're going to have 3 sets of softs, I think, for the Grand Prix, 2 sets of mediums and 2 sets of hards. So we've got nice options for tyres. Right. I don't know if I can get away with these engines in this Grand Prix. They're a little low. So we'll switch over to these ones. There we go. Oop. Do not want to buy a new part. There we go. Alright, we are ready to not qualify.
Radio check, radio check.
Copy.
Oh no, tomorrow will be normal time. Tomorrow will be 9 o'clock. I'm just saying about Friday's stream. When we come back on Friday for Challenge Mode Season 3, that one I'll be starting at 8 o'clock. But the rest of the week, you know, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, as we finish off Season 3 of Williams, those will all start at normal time at 9 PM. Okay, so I was about to say Ocon currently in first place, and then as I was literally opening my mouth to say it, both Perez and Verstappen went faster than him. Bottas looking quick. Oh no, we've been eliminated. Who saw that coming? No penalties, actually. That's a bit of a surprise. I thought there'd be someone with a penalty.
Drivers are strapping themselves in, ready for race day.
Williams has been struggling this weekend, as reflected by their current grid position. But we've seen teams come back from worse results. This has the potential to be an exciting race for them. We saw a solid qualifying performance from Ferrari, and they're sure to have their chance to push even further during the race. And the sun is shining bright here today. This is perfect weather for teams and drivers alike to show us what they're capable of.
And it goes without saying that a lot can happen over the course of 56 laps, so prepare yourselves for all the action of the United States Grand Prix.
Alright, let's sort out some race strategy. I'm going to be starting at the back. We're going to take a lap of fuel out. That's going to be an interesting challenge to try and recover the fuel. 1.8 kilos to save. We'll probably have to do a little bit of fuel saving as the race progresses. Let's see. So we've got 3 sets of mediums, 2 softs. 3 sets of softs, 2 mediums, 2 hards, as I thought we would. We're going to start on hard tyres. We're going to look to go hard, medium, medium. And if we get an early safety car, we could maybe change the middle stint to another set of hards. We could also look at doing something a little... Actually, I want to just have a look, because we've got all those soft tyres. I want to create a crazy strategy here. Just want to see. We've got 3 sets of softs. What if I went soft, soft, soft at the end and started on mediums? This is how little the soft tyres last. Even with a 3-stop race, I can't do it. I'd have to go medium, medium, soft, soft. And even then... Oh, it's a stretch. And it's a second slower. Yeah, I just wanted to see what it was gonna. We're not gonna do that, but I just wanted to see what the timing on it would be, just for shits and giggles. And if it turned out it was quicker, I would have tried it on one of my drivers. Right, let's go hard, medium, medium. There we go. We are ready to go racing.
It's bright and sunny as the drivers line up on the grid. And here we've got George Russell. They'll be starting the race from the bottom half of the grid, so there's a fair bit of ground to make up. Next for the team, it's Pierre Gasly. They're starting in the bottom half of the grid today, so there's a lot of cars between them and the podium. And we're just moments away now. Sit tight and get ready. It's the United States Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go.
There we are, all the way at the back. And we're the only ones starting on hard tyres. Everyone else is on mediums or softs. Oof. We could struggle to get past some of these cars as we move further up the field. Although we are past Stroll straight away, that's
good job.
not the hardest thing to do. Throwing some shade at Stroll nice and early there.
And there's an overtake from Williams.
Yeah, I've got them on identical strategy there. So Bottas has the lead from Verstappen, then Leclerc, Magnussen, Perez, Sainz, Ocon, Zhou is up there, Ricciardo in 9th, Vettel 10th, Schumacher 11th. The McLaren's not doing so well. And Bashaw really struggling compared to his teammate. 4th place for Magnussen, 17th for Bashaw.
Okay, that's good, Pierre, very good.
There's Gasly getting up the inside of Stroll there.
And a new position just gained by Williams.
Go on, be brave on the brakes. Maybe not. Go on, throw it at the inside.
Enabled, DRS enabled.
Not getting great drive off these hard tyres at the moment. We might just have to chill for a couple of laps until the softs and the mediums start to wear a little bit. We are 9 seconds off the lead already. And that gap's only going to get bigger. But now DRS is active, we can start picking off some of these stragglers like Vashaw, who's isolated right now. So we should be able to swoop past him on this long back straight. Hopefully with both our cars. Rear wing is open. Russell's not stepping out enough. And we're just falling further behind. Let's try getting him up the hill into turn 1. There we go. Move is done.
Okay, good job.
Alright, Gasly up next.
And there's an overtake from Williams.
Oh, you can use the deploy.
Okay.
Ooh, bad exit. So for anyone who played Spider-Man on the PS4 and has a PS5, the PS5 remaster is now available as a standalone purchase. You no longer have to buy the Ultimate Edition of Miles Morales to get your hands on it. And it's only a £5 for the upgrade, which is quite nice. I don't know if that's a limited time thing, because I thought it would be a £10 upgrade. And I looked on the store and it was only £5. So I will be playing Spider-Man again very soon. Loved it on the PS4 and can't wait to play it in 60 frames per second on the PS5. Although I'm a little unsure about them recasting Parker. Ooh, another platinum, says Farah. Yep. It was one of my more enjoyable platinums. I picked it up as a Christmas present to myself a few years back, and I played it non-stop for like 3 days, platinumed it, loved it. Right, well, Russell is through against Sonoda and he's closing down Pourchaire. Gasly's still stuck behind Vasseur at the moment.
Okay, we need some deploy.
Copy.
Yeah, I wanted to get Miles Morales, and I was looking at the Ultimate Edition because I wanted the Spider-Man remaster as well, but I just didn't want to pay the crazy kind of money that Sony were charging for the Ultimate Edition. Even on sale, it was still like 50 quid, and just like, yeah. You know, I could probably buy Miles Morales as a standalone for maybe 20 quid, if that. I didn't really want to pay, you know, another 25 on top minimum, just so I could get, you know, the bundle. Which is why I haven't played Miles Morales yet, you know, but now that I've picked up my copy of Spider-Man Remastered, I can just pick up a copy of Spider-Man Miles Morales nice and cheap now, not have to worry about waiting for the Ultimate Edition to become affordable on sale. Alright, so the soft tyres are starting to go already. We're going to go for a 3 wide overtake here. In fact, Vasseur's not got enough room to get through. Can we get both of them? Oh, we can get Vasseur. What about Sonoda?
And a new position, just gained by Williams.
I need to play Miles Morales before Spider-Man 2 comes out. Ah, there we go, Gasly. Good move up the inside and still gets the DRS as well. Good stuff. Right, into neutral.
You're doing a good job.
Pourchaire's tyres are going to be dying off pretty soon. So a quick tyre check. So you can see those who started on scrub softs are really struggling now. Verstappen, Perez, Ocon and Vettel.
Okay, charge on.
Okay.
Recharge on. Copy.
You've got the remaster. Did it come with the City That Never Sleeps DLC or not? Please tell me it did. I'll be slightly miffed if I find out I've got to buy the DLC again. Alright, well, good news so far is that after 8 laps we are only 8 seconds off the leaders. 9 for Gasly. Which isn't bad. The field's staying closer together than I thought it would. So hopefully we'll be able to pick our way through and start closing up quite quickly once some of these other cars start diving into the pits.
We need recharge off. Copy.
Alright, so see if we can get past here. Lots of cars tripping over each other. You can see the softs on Ocon, no, Vettel, I think they're really holding everybody else up.
I think there's been a lock-up.
Oh, a lock-up
Take
for
a look
Leclerc.
now. Watch this.
That is not
There's
turn
Leclerc.
20.
It's a lock-up, and that will be
Arr.
costly.
And when he's parked up as well, he's going to have to wait for a few cars to go through.
And that was a bit...
How bad is that going to be for him? He's dropped to last. Oh, poor Charles.
Good job.
And there we go, we're past Porsche. Norris up next. The game and all the DLCs, excellent. I assumed it did, I didn't think to check.
Charge off.
Copy.
Ferrari's bad luck is continuing. Yep. George trying the switchback. Didn't work. Oh, look how much slower Vettel is coming out the corners than the cars in front. And Ocon's into the pits. So Vettel walks next lap then. And there goes Porsche and Tsunoda. So the softs are dying. Is Miles Morales a different game or just a character change? Miles Morales is an alternate Spider-Man. I think in the comics he took over when Parker died. He's part of the Spider-Verse. And he is a character that you meet in the first game. And then Miles Morales is his own standalone game, which is more Infamous Second Son kind of size. Or is it Dying Light kind of size? It's a smaller game. So it's, in terms of Uncharted, think Uncharted Lost Legacy rather than Uncharted 4 as the size comparison. From what I understand. I've not played it, so I don't know exactly how big the game is. But it is a self-contained standalone Miles Morales adventure. And then Spider-Man 2, according to the trailers, will see both characters in their spider guises, you know, in the game, and Venom will be in the game as well. And that will be a full-blown sequel to Spider-Man, so that'll be like the full-size game rather than a slightly trimmed down game.
And there's an overtake from Williams.
Alright, I'm expecting Vettel to box. There goes Verstappen into the pits. There goes Vettel. So I think that's the last of the soft runners now.
Okay, recharge on.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Oh no, Perez is still out there. Oh, Perez's tyres are dying.
Okay, that's good.
29%. He's going to be slow this lap.
Looks like
He's
a
not going to
good
hang on
move
to
from
Magnussen. He's going to
Williams.
get passed by Sainz, possibly Ricciardo as well, before he gets round to the pits.
Recharge off. Yeah, copy.
Neither driver's going to get through. Oh, we might see Gasly sneak through on the inside. He does. Can he hold the position, or will George take it back? Oh, side by side through the twiddly section. Gasly has the position right now. And there's Perez into the pits. Now Russell retakes the place because Norris got boxed in Gasly there. Gasly's going to look at the inside, not going to get the move done.
And a new position just gained by Williams.
I think that's the case, yeah. I mean, there was an upgrade path for Spider-Man. I think if you owned the game and you bought Miles Morales, you could pay an upgrade fee on Spider-Man to get the remastered version if you already owned it. I think, I'm not 100% certain, or you could buy the Ultimate Edition of Miles Morales, which came with the remaster included, which at launch was like 70, 80, I think 70 quid, and I've seen it on sale now to about 45. I still don't want to pay that much for it.
Let's go recharge on. Copy.
Bottas and Magnussen have broken away from Sainz here at the front. And Sainz has got Ricciardo for company. Joe and Schumacher fighting it out for 5th place right now. And that's holding up Alonso, which is fine by me. And Gasly slips through against Norris. He'll have the traction and the inside line, so he'll complete that move around the long corner here. Right, so everybody who boxed went on to another set of mediums, so they're all going to be finishing on hard tyres. I wonder if anyone's going to try and go for a one-stop here. It is kind of doable, but not really advisable. 50 points on stars. Yep, I got that as well. I got another 350 points when I pre-ordered Dark Descent as well. And I will be playing that on the channel. Oh, Bottas and Magnussen both in from the leads. Bottas has gone for mediums again. The Ferrari mechanics are coming out. Mediums for Magnussen. There goes Verstappen up the hill. No, Perez.
Recharge off.
Copy.
Russell is now ready to unleash again. And we should be seeing a little bit of movement from some of these three in front of us soon as well. You can see there's the current tyre wear. I think Alonso might be one of the first of this this trio to dive in. There goes Sainz. Ricciardo stays out. And Joan Alonso box, excellent. So that's two of the cars out of the way. Norris dives in behind us, as does Vasher and Stroll. Now we've got a free run on Schumacher, who's in second place. Yeah, I'm really hoping it captures the feel of the Aliens movie. I mean, it looks promising, but there's still not a huge amount of footage out there. And IGN did a hands-on preview from someone who played it at Gamescom, but they just kept showing the same minute of gameplay footage cycled over and over again, mixed in with cutscenes. So, you know, no new footage, just his thoughts narrated to the same stuff we've already seen. But he was impressed and said that it captured the feel and the tension of the films. I liked how the mechanics worked based on what he said in the video. Proof will be in the pudding, you know, going hands-on myself. Ricciardo boxes from the lead, and there goes Schumacher, so we're now 1-2.
Ricciardo likely to box. Ricciardo likely to box this lap.
Let's see if this COTA will be a bit more successful than when we came here with Aston Martin a week ago, where we barely made 20 laps before both our drivers were out. They're both still running, which is better than we did last time at this point. We only had one car left at this point last time. We've got Verstappen closing in on Albon, but we've got a little cushion. So these two can scrap away and leapfrog for a couple of laps before they start getting caught by the guys on fresher tyres. So I think what I'll do is I'll put them in fuel saving mode so we can save some fuel. Plus we can also hold up the cars on the fresher tyres behind us when they catch us, which they're going to as soon as they get past Albon. And that way we don't have to do the fuel saving later when we're on the better tyres. And Albon boxes, so Verstappen is unleashed. And Leclerc's in as well. Oh, we've got another lockup somewhere. It's at turn 1, it's one of the Alpines. It's Vettel. Porsche involved as well, I think.
Did somebody spin out there? Let's see what happened there. Now let's watch this. The Alfa Romeo involved in this one.
So Vettel locks and Porsche spins. Completely isolated from each other. No contact. They just both went off at the same corner. That's rare to see.
Such high hopes today.
It's very rare to see. Verstappen's already all over the back of us. Is that another spin, or is that just a repeat of the Porsche spin? I think it's just a Porsche spin being relayed to Russell. Ah, Max dives at the inside.
So we keep focusing on the pace.
Red Bull gained a place.
We are crippling the strategy of those on the softer tyres behind us right now, forcing them to go slow. But Verstappen's got the DRS on us here. He's just going to blitz off now. Hopefully we can stay with him for a while.
Yeah, copy. There's only so much I can do.
Red Bull moved up.
Oh, Perez having a lunge. And I think Perez has got through now as well. Yes, he has.
Okay, keep it clean. Focus on the pace.
We're taking the pain now, so we don't have to take it later. We're almost in our pit windows. Forming a big old traffic jam behind us. And then there's a big old traffic jam behind Norris as well. I think Paris is going to go up the inside here. Yep. There we go. And with the DRS, he'll just woof into the distance. Ocon's having a go at Gasly right now. He's got him.
That's a good overtake from Alpine.
He's going straight on the offensive against Russell as well. He's got Russell too. Some smart overtaking from Ocon there.
Alpine just advanced.
Of course, he's given us DRS and hasn't got it himself. So he might lose that position again. No, he's got too much traction. These tyres are dying. Less than 50%. Very little grip now. If we can hang on for the DRS for another lap, that'll be nice. The more cars we can keep behind us now, the better it'll be for us later. Because there'll be the less cars that we have to chase down, you know, that have, you know, overtaken us. Alright, we'll get down to 0.5 fuel and then we'll go back into normal pace. So there we go, we're about there with Russell.
No lift and coast required.
Copy.
And we're about there with Gasly. Let's get them both into normal now.
Let's lift off, please.
Yeah.
There we go. Just half a kilo to save in the remaining 35 laps. .34 now. Right, so I'm going to box Gasly first, because his tyres are slightly worse, and he's behind Russell at the moment. So Russell's tucked in behind Ocon. So let's bring in Gasly.
Box, 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 box.
And then we'll box Russell on the lap after. Well, let's see if it does that weird thing where it changes Russell's tyres to mediums before he actually changes his tyres.
Yes, box.
Because it does still do that every now and again. It's very strange, very weird. It usually happens when you get a driver to pit at the same time as his teammate and then get him to delay a lap, the way we've just done.
Yeah, in the box.
Okay, copy that.
Oh, yellow flag in sector 3. Now sector 1. Someone's had a crash.
I think that was a crash. Let's take a look at the replay. Now let's watch this. The Alfa Romeo involved in this one. A definite collision there.
Oh, I just clipped his wing. Alright, so we've made the stop with Gasly. It's a slow exit. And we are 18th. Oof, that's not great. Right, Russell's tyres are still the right tyres. That's unusual. Crucially though, Gasly is going to be quick now. We've got tyres that are considerably better than most of the cars in front of us. And two of the best cars on the grid and two of the best drivers on the grid. So we should be able to start cutting our way through some of this traffic. Russell has done an absolute number on this group. He's slowed them down so much. It's allowed the Red Bulls to scamper off a little bit, but we'll be able to hunt them down, I hope. They still have to go onto the hard tyres. Another good stop. And right behind his teammate. That's for sure. Didn't even have to issue any commands on that. He just went straight for it.
Okay, that's good, very good.
Let's see if we can get really aggressive here.
Okay, we need some deploy.
Copy.
Nah, we're stuck.
Okay, charge on.
Okay.
Okay, so we're 23 seconds off the Red Bulls. That's a bit of a gap to haul in over the next 30 laps. Especially while we're stuck behind slower cars like this.
Only can use the deploy.
Yeah.
There we go, there's two of them.
You're doing a good job. Okay, that's good, Pierre, very good.
Let's try and get Russell to punch his way through.
There's an overtake from Williams.
Okay, good job, thank you.
And a new position just gained by Williams.
Gasly just cutting his way through.
Awesome, keep it up.
Go on, throw it up the inside. There we go. That's what we like to see. A little bit of aggression.
Very good luck.
Copy.
So 1:37.4. That is 1.5 seconds faster than the Red Bulls are doing right now. And that was without DRS and ERS as well. That was just raw pace. Somebody's in the pits behind us. I didn't see who it was. Porsche. Can we get them both? Yes, we can. Well, we could have done if we hadn't eased off the the throttle for no apparent reason there.
Okay, buddy, keep it up. See if we can focus on recharge, please.
Copy.
Gasly's already 3 seconds up the road. And there we go. That's Russell through.
Okay, buddy, good job so far. Let's settle into a rhythm now.
And look how quickly we pulled out a second on Stroll while harvesting. That's the difference between our car and driver combo combined with fresher rubber. This is that Norris train, isn't it? Need to punch our way through this as quick as we can. We're not getting anyone here on the main straight. Alright, let's see if we can get Leclerc on this back straight here. Nope. Not pulled that far enough. Russell's in harvest mode and he's closing in quite quickly. It's taken a second and a half out of him in a lap. And there's Verstappen boxing again, so that's going to be for hard tyres, which means Perez will probably box next lap. Ocon's in as well. We might see some of these cars in front of us disappear out of the way as well. That would be quite helpful. No. Right, we're back ahead of Verstappen with both of our cars. Albeit only just as far as Russell goes.
Go recharge off when you're ready.
So now we really need to take advantage of these mediums before they start going off. And start opening up a bit of a gap. It does mean we've got to get past this Norris train, unfortunately. That's one way to get past Leclerc. Sell him a dummy. Ooh, I thought we were going to go flying in around the outside of one of the Astons then.
Good job.
And there's Perez into the pits. Oh, Leclerc is still hanging around. There we go, there's a couple more cars in the pits. Magnussen and Bottas boxing. Fortunately, no one in front of us is boxing. I just couldn't get the move on Schumacher because he had the slipstream of Zhou. And now he's going through. Can we follow him? No, we're going to switch to the back of Zhou. Russell's past Leclerc. Nice, so that means Leclerc now is going to act hopefully as a buffer between us and the Red Bulls.
And there's an overtake from Williams.
Running out of battery. Poor exit.
Charge on.
Yeah.
Gonna need at least one of these cars in front of us to peel off. Sainz boxes and Alonso goes and Norris goes and Zhou goes. Excellent. So once again we're going to have a run on Schumacher. Just in time because Verstappen looks like he's having a run on Leclerc. He's got him. Alright, we need to get Gasly past very quickly here. and Russell as well.
Copy.
Schumacher's going to box at the end of this lap. I'd like him to act as a bit of a roadblock for Verstappen if at all possible, even if only for a corner or two.
Okay, that's good, very good.
There we go, both our drivers are through.
Nicely done.
And a new position, just gained by Williams.
And we are now 10 seconds off Ricciardo, who boxes. So, Verstappen and Perez have made their final stops, barring a safety car. We still have one more stop to go.
Charge on.
Schumacher stayed out an extra lap. That's excellent news. But he's just lost the DRS, so he's probably going to get overtaken by Verstappen on the back straight. Unless he can start throwing some defensive shapes. Yeah, Max isn't going to get him this lap. Good stuff. We're due to stop in 7 laps. Are there new trophies for the remaster, are there? Or has it just lumped all of the DLC trophies into the into one list? If everything's included in one game, they might have just done that. They might have just merged all the content into a single game and then a single trophy list.
Watch for fuel. Copy.
Oh, still separate. Okay. Oh, that's kind of cool. It means you don't have to do the DLC stuff to get the platinum. Alright, Schumacher's valiant defence is finally broken. Max is through. But we got a nice little cushion there with a couple of extra seconds. It's allowing me to get some battery into the back of Gasly.
Charge off.
Copy.
This might be a real challenge trying to get the 1-2 here. It depends how quick we are against Verstappen once we put on those fresh mediums. I mean, ideally we need to kind of eke out a bit more of a gap, but you know, given that he's on brand new hards and our tyres are at 60% or less, that's going to be a struggle. The fact that Verstappen is isolated, he's on his own right now, helps us because we
Keep
can
around the fuel,
do
please.
this, the DRS leapfrogs on the back straights and the main straight, to try and extend the gap a little bit in places to counteract him closing us up through the corners. That's why I've taken Gasly off recharge. Now that Verstappen is through, I can't allow Gasly to overtake and then slow down Russell. Am I with you? 60 frames over extra graphical features. Generally, yes. Not always, but generally, yeah. Generally, I prefer the smoother frame rates. It depends on the game. There are some games that play just fine at 30 frames per second, but once you've played a lot of games at 60, you then really notice it when you go back to 30. It's jarring. I mean, you adapt and you get used to it again after a while, but it's a jarring drop in frame rate when you go back to 30 frames after spending a lot of time at 60. But I like to try out, you know, the different modes. Alright, Gasly's not making an overtake here, so they'll get him a little bit more battery instead.
Charge on.
Okay.
Schumacher still hasn't boxed. He's got to be boxing soon. He's holding up Bottas right now, which again helps us. Alright, we're in the pit windows. Schumacher's still staying out.
Okay, you can go charge off.
Verstappen might catch us here. It's going to be really close. I think we might just have held him off. Let's see if that rear wing opens up. Nah, he snuck in. Alright, so seeing as he's caught us, let's save that last bit of fuel now.
Give us a bit more lift off, please.
Yeah.
Charge on.
Copy.
Hopefully I've still got enough grip in these tyres to keep him behind me for a bit. Someone's locked up. Oh, we got a safety car at the perfect time. Oh, that's amazing.
Safety.
This is going to make things so much better for us because we're going to save so much time and position.
Stroll crashed.
Thank you, Lance.
Copy.
Here's the replay. Now look at this. It was the AlphaTauri driver involved. Oh, a nasty crash there. The team are devastated.
Need to drop the pace.
Okay.
There's a free pit stop.
Okay,
Well,
we'd like you to
free pit
slow
stop,
down, please.
a reduced time pit stop for Schumacher. That's really going to help him out. Albon as well. Let's see, what's the timings? We are probably going to lose. We're probably going to come out, I think, ahead of Magnussen. Between Sainz and Magnussen, I think. If not ahead of Magnussen, then definitely ahead of Norris. But we should get out ahead of Kevin. So that'll be less cars that we have to fight our way through. Because normally we'd be looking at coming out behind the Aston Martins. Maybe even Alonso and Leclerc as well on this circuit. Let's have a look at tyre life. So we are going to have better tyres, but not by a huge amount. We are boxing a couple of laps earlier than planned, but we can afford to do that considering we're under a safety car. Ooh, excuse me. A bit of gas. So, can we get out ahead or behind of Magnussen? I think we might perhaps split our cars either side of him here. Yeah, one either side. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. 7th and 9th. Everyone's still on the lead lap, so there'll be no need to let lapped cars through. So we might see the safety car come in at the end of this lap. And now we're just a handful of seconds behind the leaders. The 1-2 is now very much on. I was a little unsure whether we'd actually have enough pace to hunt down Verstappen. But now I'm a lot more confident about that.
Let's lift off, please.
No need to carry too much extra fuel. And there we go, safety car is coming in at the end of this lap.
Copy.
Reminder, charge off.
Copy.
Let's pick our pace up, let's go.
Yep.
Just going to protect our tyres for the next lap or two, just to compensate for the fact that we boxed a couple of laps earlier. Plus, it's going to be tricky to try and get an overtake on these next lap or two. So there's no point burning up our tyres behind slower cars.
stop the lift off turn 1, please.
Okay.
No lift and coast required from our side at the moment.
Copy.
Right, it's time for us to see if we can step out.
And we have margin to push a little bit more on the tires.
Yeah.
There we go, it's a move on sights for Russell. Unfortunately, Gasly is stuck behind Magnussen, but Russell is through.
Awesome, keep it up.
And there's an overtake from Williams.
Need to drop the pace.
Copy.
Russell's already dropped sights by over a second. There we go. Oh, I thought we had Magnussen for a second then.
Okay, DRS enabled.
See Russell already all over the back of Ricciardo. We get past Magnussen nicely and easily there into the start of the S's.
Okay, that's good, Pierre, very good.
Sights up
And a
next.
new position, just gained by Williams.
Nice little DRS pass now, and there we go. That's Gasly through. Go on, throw it up the inside, throw it up the inside. Beautiful.
Okay, that's good, very good.
Nicely done.
Gasly's caught up to this pack already. It's very congested at the look how tight everything is at the front.
Very good lap.
Evening, Anthony.
Yeah, copy.
Close race after 43 laps. We've just had a safety car restart.
Pierre, John.
Copy.
We've been back under green flag for about 4 laps now, I think.
Can we do lift and coast?
Copy.
The win is definitely on. Everyone's made their final stops now.
We need a little bit more lift off if you can, please. We need a little bit more.
And almost the whole field is on hard tyres. There's only a few drivers on mediums, of which we are 2 of them. Just looking after the tyres right now. hard tyres were the way to go in Miami yesterday. Well, they were for Red Bull. They were not for Ferrari. Ferrari really struggled on their hard tyres. Do I think the Grand Prix was overproduced? How do you mean overproduced? It's a bit cringy. I get the feeling that's kind of just normal practice in America. Not the cringy bit, but just, you know, that's the way that they tend to hype up their big sporting events like that. It's not the first time we've had things like that. I mean, they did that at Miami last year, and they've done it at other circuits as well. But yeah, it is. It's a very American thing to do. It connects with the American audience, which is what they're trying to do. So, you know, can't blame them really for doing it. I mean, they are trying to crack America, and but yeah, I mean, for the traditionalists, it is a bit much.
Let's go recharge off.
Yeah, copy.
Right. Now
Charge off.
that we are fully charged again, we can let our drivers try and sneak a position here or there. And already Russell is looking a little bit racy against Bottas. I don't have a problem with America having, you know, more than one race. I think 3 is pushing it a little bit, and there's rumour of a 4th one at some point in the future, and that would be too much, I think. And the argument that I've seen a lot of Americans make is, well, how many races did Europe have? Is, you know, how many people are in Europe compared to how many people are in America? It's just, yeah, okay, it's a lot of people in America, but it is a world championship. It needs to represent a lot of different countries. Unfortunately, it's not a proper world championship because it doesn't represent countries for where the drivers are. There's no German Grand Prix. There's no French Grand Prix this year. But there are lots of, you know, Arab Grand Prix, and there aren't any Arab drivers. You know, it's where the money is.
And there's an overtake from Williams.
Very good job.
There's no South African drivers, but yeah, I'd like to see us go back to Kyle Army. And I know Hamilton's been pushing for Kyle Army for years. Again, it's a financial thing. Oh, that's a lunge from Ricardo there. Alright, we need to start punching our way through because we are starting to run out of laps. We've saved the tyres enough.
We need to push.
Let's start going aggressive.
Okay.
There we go, that's Bottas dispatched. Ocon next. Kind of stuck a little bit behind Ocon here. There we go, sell him a dummy, go around the outside of him. Oh, you're braking too early. Oh, someone's gone wide.
Is that a lockup?
Vettel. He's not been having a good race. Again. Williams is really dominant. Yeah, this is why we're retiring at the end of this season.
And a new position.
There we go.
Just
Both our
gained by
drivers sneak
Williams.
through.
Ciao, John.
Copy.
Okay, recharge on.
Yeah, copy.
And we just got Perez. Although we're in charge mode, so he's going to take it right back. Bucker.
And equally there, I cannot do anything.
Oh, well, we're actually
So let's keep going.
a little iffy on fuel. Burnt a little bit too much by the look of it.
Lift and coast required.
Copy.
to drop the pace.
Yeah.
Alright, we've still got a grip advantage and a life advantage over the Red Bulls as well, which is good. Yeah, I've started the McLaren file that I've been playing a lot over the last few days. Finished season 1 earlier. Just missed out on winning the Drivers' Championship with Norris. Came third in the Constructors. There we go. That's
No
enough
lift and coast required.
backup fuel now.
Copy.
Yeah, that was my first season with that McLaren file. I played it quite heavily over the last 3 or 4 days. Norris and Ricardo. I've still got Stoffel as my reserve because I'm going to get Hamilton at the end of season 2 when he goes out of contract, and I'm going to sign
We've got 5 laps
Behrman
remaining.
as my reserve. Going to bring Hamilton back to McLaren.
So a recharge off.
Copy.
Alright, just a couple of laps to go.
We have margin to push a bit more.
Yeah.
Let's really crank the pressure up. Oh, we've had a lock-up behind us. Is that a safety car? No, it's not. There goes Gasly, getting the slingshot.
2 cars out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a
Let's take
Ferrari's
closer
hit
look.
Joe.
Watch this.
Or Joe's hit a
There's
Ferrari.
Leclerc.
Oh, Leclerc's race goes from bad to worse.
You can clearly see the contact there, and that caused a lot of damage.
No safety car though, which is good. Oh, hello Gasly. Goodbye Gasly.
Four laps remaining.
Right. I'm going to try and break past them on this lap.
And you can use the deploy.
Okay.
That's Verstappen.
Okay, good job. We're in a good space there.
And there's an overtake from Williams.
Three laps to go.
And that's Russell into the lead.
Let's push, come on.
Copy.
Awesome, keep it up.
Bit of work needed for Gasly.
And a new position, just gained by Williams.
Copy.
And Russell has now broken the 1 second barrier, I think. Don't think Perez is going to get the DRS. Oh no, he did just, but he won't get it on the start-finish straight. Go on, Pierre, throw it up the inside.
Okay, we'd like you to slow down, please.
Copy.
Running out of battery. Alright, here's a chance to get Max.
2 laps to go.
And Checo.
Good job. Charge on for now.
Yeah.
Don't want to complete the move before the DRS.
Okay.
There we go.
Let's go for a push.
Okay.
Oh, he's not going to go for the move.
Copy.
Okay, charge on.
Copy.
And we have margin to push a little bit more on the tires.
Copy.
Alright, here we go. Gonna try and get him here if we can.
Last lap now.
We've got the run.
We need to push.
Now I need to pull enough away to be safe on the back straight, because
Okay,
I'm probably
that's
not
good.
going to
Yeah,
have
very
enough
good.
battery to defend in the final stages of the lap.
Let's lift off, please.
Yeah. Copy.
There we go. mission accomplished. Oh, we had to work hard for this one. I don't think we'd have been able to do it without that safety car coming when it did. It's going to be really hard to come from last to first at Brazil. The next race won't be too difficult, I don't think. You know, we've got a good enough car, and with tyre strategy, we should be able to do well at Mexico. But Brazil's going to be tough.
Russell wins it.
Brazil's going to be very tough. But we keep the streak going. We've managed to win every race at the last to first since we started doing it. We haven't had 1-2s in each of those races, but we have won each of those races, I think. Pretty sure we have.
And here today, George Russell making British motorsport proud. This is a tremendous podium result. It's joy all around for the team. And right now it's the British driver who proudly takes his place on the podium.
No, it's a silly little thing, but I'd like to see them wearing their Pirelli winners' caps,
For these
podium
drivers, they'll
caps.
be taking home their trophies and a decent haul of points for their team. A very impressive showing today for Williams.
Yep, they managed to bring everything together. Strategy, engineering and driving. They've had a very strong weekend indeed.
After an intense weekend, the team ends in first place in the constructor standings.
We're nearing the end of the season and it's time for some serious heat. Stay with us as Formula One moves to Mexico City.
So there we go. Another last to first race done. And we did manage to get the win, and we got the fastest lap as well. We had some serious pace when we pushed, but you don't really have much margin to push at this circuit because the tyres do burn out very quickly if you overdrive them. So win number 10 for George. That gives him a 48-point lead, and with just 3 races to go, it's not looking good for Pierre at all. You know, he falls even further behind, and there are 78 points available in total. It's not much. It's not much wiggle room at all. He needs a DNF or 2 from George, really. I think he needs George to fail twice just to bring them close enough to actually scrap for the final win. 17 wins out of 19 races. We do keep that streak going. It's a long race, a long run since we last lost a race. I'll have to go back and have a look. No experience points gained from the race itself. Maybe they'll get some by the time we get back. Our weather center upgrade is done. Yep, they have got points from the simulator. That's good. Let's boost Russell's cornering. And Gasly's cornering. Ollie does not have a point. Neither do our staff have points. When was the last race we didn't win? I think it was... Was it Miami? No, we got a 1-2 at Miami. Got a 1-2 at Monaco. 1-2 at Baku. 1-2 at Canada. 1-2 at Silverstone. Austria. Okay, so it's got to be one of the first couple of races then. Jeddah. We didn't win at Jeddah. Did we win at Bahrain? We got a 1-2 at Bahrain, so must be Australia or Imola then. We got a win at Australia, so Imola was the last time we didn't win a race. Wow, that is that's a long old streak. You know, from race 5 to race 19, we've won every single one of those races. That's a pretty impressive, little streak that we've had going there. Just a couple of days of downtime between races. Let's get the admin out of the way so we can go straight into it tomorrow. Let's check parts. We should be fine on that. Yes, we are. Good. We've done the points thing. Facilities. Is there anything that we can spend some money on? Not really. Don't have a huge amount of cash. Don't really want to be spending vast sums at this stage of the season, so we've got some money for next year. Well, I've got money for next year. This season will continue off camera only. Let's check in with the board. Delighted as always. Only satisfied with Monza. We only got the 1 win from that one. Easily crushing our targets. We've already won both championships. It's just a question of which of our drivers is going to win it, and it's pretty much going to be George, I think, at this stage. Let's check the inbox. There we go. Scooch on through. We've got a suspension research project complete. So let's see. What do we need to do? We need to do a rear wing project because we haven't done one of those yet. We've got 3 days to go until the next ATR period, so we'll wait 3 days, which will be after Mexico, to get the rear wing project done. Before I do go, for Anthony, I'm going to quickly load up my McLaren file just to show you that. So if I just save this. There we go. And then load up the McLaren. Oh, I can't show you the stuff because we're... Alright, remind me tomorrow. I will make sure I don't save at the start of an actual race weekend because I can't really show you much. I can only show you the actual beginning of practice, which is kind of pointless. So, yeah. We'll call it a night there. Tomorrow I'll load up the McLaren file at the beginning of the end of the stream. But we are done for tonight. Tomorrow we'll be back with Mexico. Then Wednesday we'll have Brazil, and Thursday will be the season finale and the overall finale of our Williams career as we end season 3 at Abu Dhabi and end that series completely. So until then, thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with some more F1 Manager very soon.